Jaya! Wow. So much love for you today, this morning. The topic for this video is we are sensual beings. Feel free to express it. It's good for you. Express it. I want to talk about sensuality. I want to talk about the way it's coming up in my life. Sometimes at the end of the day, I will have been like sensual with like 20 different people. We are sensual on the dance floor. We are connecting through touch, sometimes with a man, sometimes with a woman, sometimes with a group of people. I will be sensual while I'm having lunch, laying on the couch there and having somebody in my arms with who we are cuddling and connecting, whispering words in our ears. Sensuality is a language. We go to the pool, we go to sauna. There is an ongoing flow of sensuality all the time. And guess what? It's really, really good for you. It's like this whole flow of oxytocin on your skin, this whole flow of energy on your body. It's delicious. It's beautiful. Sometimes I travel to another country and I arrive in the Western world and I feel like this separation between the bodies, there is not this connection, this connection is missing and the flow is not happening. And it feels like my whole system contracts and becomes, sad internally. Flow, connection, touch between the skins and exchange is a very natural way of being. And when you go into the Western world, right, and you are like, living in boxes, separated from each other, locked in within your space, and then you enter into, depression, isolation, of course you are, because the human connection is missing. Having just a few friends with who you have conversations, that's interesting, that's nice. But having a whole river of energy that connects sensually to each other, that's a whole totally different way of being. And we have to rediscover that, because it's natural for us. It's natural to have touch. If the only access to touch that you have is hiring a massage therapist and having a 1 hour session for like $100, in a week, that's not enough. The reason why we pay people to touch us is because we stop doing that naturally. And so my invitation to you is start activating that again. Start feeling it. Start being like physical with people. When I meet one of my brothers here in town, we grab each other by the neck. We make eye contact. We connect our third eyes and we go like, I love you, brother. I'm here for you. We grab. There is sensuality. There is presence. And the same with women. The same with the women in my field. I'm surrounded by women. We are in sensual exchange all the time, like all the time. And so for most people who are not used to it, you would see the sensual exchange, and you might associate that with sex, right? For most people, when you enter into sensual exchange with somebody, that's foreplay to sex. But it doesn't have to be that way. I only engage with sex in a fraction of the times that there is sensuality. Most of the times, in 95% of the exchanges, it's just sensual. It's complete. It's a complete process. It's a complete thing by itself. And so I will tell you more about my sexual experience in another video. For now, let's talk about the sensuality part, because this is what matters. Sensuality is a language. It's a way of communicating that you experience. You are face to face with somebody, you could be having a conversation and talk about, whatever is alive in you, and be in conversation mode, which brings that to the brain, activity to the emotions, sharing, and all that is beautiful conversation. It's great, beautiful verbal conversation. But this whole non-verbal connection and touch, this space of sensuality is really powerful. It just unlocks something. It unlocks connection. It creates heart vibration, heart frequency. And in the beginning, it might feel like a little bit tentative. You might not be too sure and a little bit scared or establishing that kind of connection. But when, once you start flowing in that direction, you will see opportunities coming your way all the time. Touch is beautiful. It's nurturing. It's good for you. This is what I want to inspire you to check, to dive into, because it's so precious. And I'm sure that your being is craving touch. Your being is craving a higher degree of sensuality in your life. And if you're already there, good on you. If you're somebody in this community here who is already engaging in lots of sensual play and lots of sensual touch, that's beautiful. I honor that. And for those of you who are not exploring it, well, consider the possibility, whatever frames or whatever resistance you have around it, whatever projection or stories, just drop that and just be present and experience and see how it feels. I love you.